reaction to the news of the shelling at this school-turned-shelter?
My reaction is that for the children of Gaza and for all the civilian population there are no safe places for them to hide. They're besieged in a tiny strip of land, and there's no place to keep them protected and safe.
It's a very difficult situation, very depressing. We just ran some footage from Martin Savage, one of our reporters in Gaza City, showing some organization, presumably Hamas, but we don't know, firing a rocket from right in the center of a population, and then it becomes the spiral. Israel retaliates. I know your organization is just looking out for the kids, but it does seem as though the organization firing from the population centers bears some responsibility for this as well.
Well, you know, if Hamas and other Palestinian groups are violating the laws of war, then certainly they should be investigated and held accountable, but that does not in any way absolve Israel of its obligations under international humanitarian law. And what's important here to realize is whatever the other party's conduct, it doesn't change or shift the obligation for Israel under international humanitarian law. And we've seen a lot Israel targeting, civilian structures. We've seen them targeting protected structures like the UN school, and those really constitute war crimes if they're judged to be unlawful attacks.
Right. Well, the United Nations is always very careful to say that their schools, their shelters were hit, not necessarily targeted. But I take your point. The toll on the children of Gaza, it's almost too much to bear. How many children do you estimate have been killed at this point, and what can be done to prevent future deaths of these innocents?
So the UN says 329 children have been killed. Defense for Children International Palestine has verified on the ground independently 181 children killed so far. What can be done is very little. Really, the only way to protect children at this point is for there to be an immediate ceasefire and end to violence. Anything short of that, and you'll have children really continuing to suffer the brunt of this offensive on Gaza. And it's just important here to also realize the trauma that's facing all these children. The UN estimates that around 329,000 children will require some form of psychological help to get through this offensive. And also it's important to realize for a lot of these children, this is the third offensive that they live through. And for all of us looking for a lasting peace in the region, we have to wonder, these children in Gaza will carry these scars into adulthood and potentially shape the trajectory of the conflict for time to come.
I know a friend of yours was killed in this conflict. Tell us about him.
So Hashim Abu Maria, who'd been working at Defense for Children International Palestine since 1999, had joined a protest in Beit Omar, just outside of Hebron, in solidarity with the people of Gaza. He was not at all participating in any clashes. He had never picked up a stone. And at the time that he was shot from a distance of 100 meters by a sniper with live ammunition. The bullet penetrated his chest and exited in the back. And a Human Rights Watch statement that came out today said that they believed his killing was both unlawful and deliberate, and they called on the Israeli authorities to investigate.
For the people out there who want to help, what is the name of the organization again so they can Google it?
It's Defense for Children International Palestine. You can find us at www.dci-palestine.org.
All right. Ivan Karkashian, thank you for the work.
Thank you very much.
Federica, back to you in the CNN Center.
All right. Heartbreaking. Thanks so much, Jake.